welcome the Minister for Sports and Recreation, Honorable Kofi Adams.
Thank you very much. Indeed, after listening to the president of FA and my very respectable and hardworking majority leader, who I consult 24/7, somebody will ask, what time has he to sleep? Because you all remember when His Excellency the President was swearing us in, he indicated he didn't envy my job at all. But whilst he was saying so, I knew I had a lot of people I would depend on to make the work easier. And Honorable Mahama Ayariga was one and has been one and remain one. Indeed, I should be saying this at the end of my statement, but it's always good to say it at the start. The Chief of Staff has ably and seriously supported me beyond what can be said in this room. I should say I'm one of the luckiest sports ministers for having him as my Chief of Staff. I will stand on the existing protocol so I don't take so much of our time. Associate with all the names and the recognitions that have been done earlier by the earlier speakers. So I will just go straight and read a very short statement, as we say in Parliament, but sometimes the person speaks for several hours and he says with these short words. But I'll make it very short. So, the Chief of Staff, the Majority Leader, and all protocols duly observed, it is with great pride and honor that I join you for this historic moment in Ghanaian football. Today's event reflects vision, opportunity, and collaboration. The very principles that guide my ministry's new approach to sports development. This is not only the unveiling of a new process, but the beginning of a new era for football in our country. Thank you. When I assumed this portfolio, I made a clear commitment that we must evolve beyond government-dependent models of funding and begin to leverage on the strength of the private sector to grow our sporting institutions, football included. Because this was not just my thought, that was and remains the vision of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama. The presence of the Chief of Staff here this morning is a testament to the commitment and the continuous support that His Excellency the President, his government, and all of us gives to sports. Ladies and gentlemen, as Minister for Sports and Recreation, I've always believed that Ghana possesses not only the talent for the potential, but we have everything to transform sports into a sustainable and lucrative industry. What we are launching today is not just a media production, contract as some may call it, but it is a strategic re-engineering of how football is financed, structured, and marketed in Ghana. This aligns with our broader strategy to leverage private sector investment to transform sports, especially football, which remains, and we all know, our national passion. I've heard some tell me, you can do well in every sport, but make sure that we qualify for the World Cup also. If we don't, you are in trouble. It tells you what football does in our homes. By what we are doing today, we are telling them we are not only going to work hard to qualify for the World Cup, but we are going to make sure that our leagues become competitive and attractive. It is also consistent with our national sports policy, positioning sports as a catalyst for economic development, youth employment, and international branding. Ladies and gentlemen, for far too long, our football clubs have operated on shoestring budgets, relying heavily on limited government subvention and occasional sponsorship. This has often meant compromise of what? Standards. They don't work to standards. Dwindling enthusiasm and a mass exodus of our finest talent to foreign leagues. Indeed, we just returned from Morocco. And one interesting thing I observed, some of the teams we came against had 6 or more players, all playing in one club in their various countries. So they have played together, they understand each other. It wasn't only the camping period that they had opportunity to play together. But because our league system is not that strong, you have to pick players from individual clubs. And so if you don't get enough time to put them together, it becomes a challenging situation for you. And I know this partnership we launched today is also aimed at solving these problems. So our national teams will have players playing together. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just imagine a league where every club begins the season with operational funds, as has been announced by the president. I know it's going to do a lot of changes for you. It's a great game changer that you are starting the league and you have something to start with. So those of you who were afraid of signing some players and what have you, you now know what will happen. And so you can begin to do the do. And not from hands out, as I said earlier, but through a new model of production, marketing, and revenue generation rooted in professional content delivery. This is no longer a dream. With the GFA and Adesa Production Limited leading the charge, it is a reality we are embracing. So it is no more a dream. Anyone who thinks he or she is still dreaming, no, wake up. It's a reality. It's going to happen. Alongside this, I am pleased to announce that government, through the ministry, is also working to establish a sports development fund that will back this initiative, that will bring about further infrastructural development. And when we say we mean business and we want to make sports and football for that matter as the engine for development, the government means business. My ministry remains fully committed to providing the enabling environment for this initiative to succeed. We will continue with the infrastructure development, support marketing, and diplomatic efforts to attract international partners and work with Parliament and Cabinet to ensure long-term policy alignment. We are going to do that. And I know the Honorable Chief of Staff will have a lot to tell you, and it will show government's commitment that if you support sports, there will be other benefits that will come your way. What excites me the most, ladies and gentlemen, is that this is not about only the elite teams. The new plan ensures prize money for every league position. So the president have said it, and I'm happy that that is how it's going to be. Not only for those who win, but everybody who participates will have something. And for me, like in his message, it's a clear signal that every club matters, every match counts, and every effort will be rewarded. With this, clubs can plan long-term, attract talent, and invest in what? Infrastructure such as medical facilities, improve stadium seating, and fan experience enhancements. You realize we did a few. When we had the President's Cup, we have to introduce something to have fan engagement. And His Excellency, the President himself, at a point, have to shake his leg and make a move to the occasion. We want more of this happening at our league centers. But let us also be clear. The responsibility for transforming the Premier League does not rest with GFA and Adesa production alone. Each stakeholder has a role to play. Clubs must take brand management seriously. In today's football economy, a club is more than a team. It is a business. Invest in marketing, publicity, and community engagement. It's no longer an option. You must do it if you really want to succeed as clubs. And so take that seriously. It is also essential, ladies and gentlemen, to, as a matter of urgency, take seriously your home-based supports and don't disappoint them. We must also prioritize consistency in our players. The days where we just keep them for one season and the next moment they are going should not be the case anymore. Fans often go to the stadiums not only to support clubs, and we have come to realize this, but to watch the stars who inspire them. In years past, before the great rivalry of what? Ronaldo and Messi captured the world. You knew, and I knew, and I still remember very well. Ghanaian football was electrified by the rivalry between the likes of what? Charles Taylor and what? Bernard Dombotti. We have had this before, so we can engineer it again. Today, you only hear of the Mercies and then the rest, but we will create our own situation. And I say thank you to the GFA and Adesa Production for accepting to have this partnership. This model will not be left to chance. We will actively monitor the implementation and offer regulatory support where needed. I am also pleased that this launch reflects the government of Ghana's sports strategy. One that recognizes public-private partnership as the backbone of sustainable sports funding. Ladies and gentlemen, to the GFA once again, and the APL, I truly commend your bold vision to our clubs. To our clubs, I urge you to rise to the challenge, and to the corporate Ghana especially, I extend an invitation to partner with us on this journey. Investing in Ghanaian football is no longer a gamble. It is a calculated opportunity backed by structure, strategy, and the support of the state. The presence of the Chief of Staff here testifies to that. Let us make this work. And it will work too. It must work for the youth. It must work for the elderly. It must work for the women. And it must work for everybody. We can make it work. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama believes in sports, and he believes in recreation also. And I dare say that the Chief of Recreation himself, the Chief of Staff, is here. He doesn't joke with his health activities at all. And he has been one person who has pushed me that the other part of your ministry, the realignment, there's recreation and wellness bit. You must make sure it is what? Brought out. And for those of you who have been following, you see him mostly every weekend get involved. Very soon, we will invite you to launch that one also, so that NCDs will be reduced. I thank you so much, and God bless us all. Let's make this work. Thank you.
This is our own. Let's cherish our own.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for the Sports and Recreation Minister.